La marée monte à la baie Sainte-Marie. C'est ici qu'on commence la journée, mes amis. Avec Brenda, sur le bord on va marcher, ou ben pêcher, toujours prêt à s'amuser. Venez donc dans nos drôles d'aventures. Oh, venez donc dans nos drôles d'aventures.
Hello world, OBG here, yet again on another walk. But today we're visiting a historical site. And we just left Joseph and Marie Dugas Park in Belliveau Cove, Nova Scotia. And there is St. Mary's Bay. And what you see, the land across, is Digby Neck, Nova Scotia. This is a nice walk, probably 5,000–6,000 steps, approximately 50 minutes to do. And the walk was formally started in 1990, and the Joseph and Marie Dugas Park, and it's a beautiful walk next to the ocean, the salt smell. And towards the end of the walk, we'll see a chapel that was built in the 1700s. I think there's an interpretive center over there, so we'll read some of that once we get there. And going back to Joseph and Marie Dugas, they were the first couple to settle in the township of Clare, which was incorporated in 1764 or 69. I'm not sure. Anyway, and they had 7 or 8 kids. One of them was named Joseph, like the dad, and there was a little girl named Isabel. So
Joseph was the first child born in Clare.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. He was the first child born in Clare. So he was famous for that. And the chapel was built by Pius Belliveau.
You never see him with your glasses on.
No, you can't see him. There's people digging clams, cohoes, here on the flats. And when the first people moved here, the Micmacs, as they called them back then, or the Mi'kmaws, were very friendly to the Acadians, and showed them how to harvest clams and when to harvest without getting poisoned, and stuff like that. So anyway, we come clamming quite often during the summer. We don't like to wear rubber boots, so we like to come barefoot, walk on the sand and in the water. Makes for a nice pastime. Usually about 3 hours you can spend on the beach digging clams. And also in Belliveau Cove, where we just left, you can get some steamers. Not as many as what they used to be, because it was commercialized, but there's some. And where we're going is Major's Point, La Pointe à Marot. That's where the chapel was built. And in 1755, this was an island. I didn't know that. But with erosion and the weather and everything else, the gully that was here was closed off. So it was an island going inland about a mile. So that was quite...
The gully was a mile.
The gully was a mile?
I think so.
I don't know. Anyway, there's the Gruskok River, and also the river that goes down to Belliveau Cove. And in the first days, Belliveau Cove was called L'Anse de Leblanc, or Leblanc Cove. And I was saying before The chapel was built by Piers Belliveau. They called him Pio. Pio. That's almost my name, doggone it. Anyway, yeah, so we'll see that in a few minutes. A few years ago, with a big storm, and it took all these bridges out, wooden bridges, on the walk, and destroyed them. But in 2024, they started to rebuild, and they built some cement buttresses so that the bridges would stay where they put them. It's nice, instead of going down in the holes, in the gullies, and sometimes it's quite wet. There's only 3 or 4 bridges, there's not many, but it's nice to walk on. And there's a river over there, and it used to, I wonder if that's the river they were talking about that separated the...
Maybe.
Anyway, there was a boardwalk, a for real boardwalk, along the river. You could see muskrats and ducks and loons and all sorts of stuff down there. And it was nice to walk, but they couldn't keep it up. Gee whiz, it's in a swamp, and it was always water, and it rotted out. So I don't think they fixed it.
We'll walk past there later.
Yeah, I don't think they fixed it.
Yes, they did.
What?
Yes, they did.
They fixed the boardwalk?
It's not a boardwalk anymore. It's a gravel path like this.
Oh, but isn't it going to be wet?
Shouldn't be.
Huh. Okay.
We'll see.
Well, there you go. I learned something new. Anyway, we're... I can't film the whole walk because I'd have to talk for an hour. But then, anyway, we'll start it on and off. We must be headed towards the chapel now.
No, there's another bridge.
Well, yeah, a couple of bridges, but
We're getting closer.
must be halfway.
We're not there yet. Oh, yeah. I was halfway.
And the guy digging clams, he's getting a few out there.
Can't see him anymore.
He's the only one digging. But it's not low tide yet. I think it's only late. But anyhow. So, okay. Okay, we're up to the chapel. And this is the cemetery that was built for the local people. And I think it was the 1800s, early 1800s or late 1700s. And this is the chapel. And this chapel was rebuilt once. And it's lasted for so long. They say the reason it lasted is that all the walls are lined with stone.
This is the last resting place of Acadians who died during the deportation of 1755. Fleeing in the face of capture and deportation, Pierre Belliveau and 120 other Acadian men, women, and children left Port Royal in small fishing boats. They hid here during the winter of 1755 to 1756 and crossed the Bay of Fundy to the St. John River the following spring. Those who died during that winter were buried here. In 1768, the township of Clare was granted to a group of displaced Acadians. They in turn used this cemetery until 1791. Trader and sea captain Pierre Doucet bought the land adjacent to the cemetery in 1775, and his boats brought essential supplies to the growing settlement. In 1899, the community fenced the cemetery and added the small chapel and cross. The current chapel dates from 1892. This is a meeting place for the community used for religious services, celebrations, and a place of pilgrimage for Acadian descendants.
So it can't float away or get blown away. And there's a statue of the mother, Jesus' mother, Mary. And yeah, it sort of smells kind of old. Anyway, they used to have weddings and celebrations of all kinds here. And in 1950, they used to have a huge picnic for the local area over here, which was quite nice. That was before my time. So I sort of remember that there was no door. It was open to the air. Whoop, there was a step there. But anyway, it's a nice place to visit, for sure. Yeah, anyway, we're not sure if the glasses are recording or not, for God's sake. So anyway, we're heading back towards Joseph and Marie Park.
With his white bucket.
Yeah, he's digging clams. Am I looking where he is? Okay. Would be good, a nice raw clam. But, what can you say? You gotta go if you want some. Anyway, we're headed back to the park. And you never know, we might sit at a picnic table over there and yarn a little bit. Brenda loves the view over here. That's the one we walk hand in hand. See? Yes, it is. Is it the tide? I don't know. The tide. I thought it was like after supper before it was low. But maybe it's this afternoon. I don't know. What time is it anyway?
It's 2:30.
Well, it's nowhere near low tide now.
Well, there's only one person out there.
Yeah, because, yeah. So, anyway, can we see the church?
The church is over there.
Really?
It's quite far out. Big
Yeah.
stone church.
Yeah, well, I imagine they'd like to see the church. Okay, can you see the wharf? There's the wharf. The channel, tide goes out quite a ways, so the channel only has less than a foot of water at low tide, so the boats can't come in or out. But high tide or mid tide, they can come into the wharf. So you don't see too much stuff here now. Only mackerel fishermen, or you know, they just come for the fun of it, or scuba divers also. But it's sort of not too handy because the the wharf goes dry. You can't, you know, when it's 6 hours before you can come back in. So it's a long time. And there's a lighthouse at the end of the wharf there also, over there somewhere. Brenda keeps turning my head, but I'm only guessing where the stuff is. Anyway, and the park, or the Belliveau Cove Development Commission, or whatever, they bought a boat that was built by a man named Jean Belliveau, and it's carved. He's got carvings and all sorts of things. It's a small replica of I don't know, 17th century galleon or something like that. It's not tiny. It's not a model. It could go in the ocean, but when he passed away, it's still not finished. But he said it wasn't the end product. It was the trip, building it, and the carvings and all that. It's a nice boat. It's across from the park, but they're going to build a museum building to put it in. So Yeah,
It's over there.
that's the boat.
Yeah, but it's across the road.
Yeah, but if they can see a little bit of it at least. I can't go all the way over there across the road because I think it's covered, isn't it?
Yes, it is covered.
Yeah, so they're going to move it this side in the building. Anyway, kind of have a long video.
La marée monte à la baie Sainte-Marie. C'est ici qu'on commence la journée, mes amis. Avec Brenda, sur le bord on va marcher. Ou ben pêcher, toujours prêt à s'amuser. Venez donc dans nos drôles d'aventures. Oh, venez donc dans nos drôles d'aventures.
Please hit the like button, share, and especially subscribe. So thanks again.
Oh, venez donc dans nos drôles d'aventures.